Hi everyone, welcome to Stardew Valley. I hope everybody's doing well today. I'm actually doing a Stardew Valley video, can you believe it? On my first day of the second year. And I just thought I would show you my cabin and how I do certain things. This is just one day in my Stardew Valley life. So this is my house. I know that I can add on 2 more things in the bottom and the top. I just haven't gotten around to doing that yet. And as far as decorating goes, I don't really make a big deal out of it. As you can tell, I've got duplicates, and if I receive something, I just put it down. I don't really, isn't it odd, me being a decorating fiend, that I'm not into it that much with this game? I guess because I look at it more as a farming game than anything else. I don't know. But I do have the options there because I made quite a bit of money over this. Actually, fall. Fall was when I really started making money. I finished the community center, so I was proud of that. But basically, that's what, I shouldn't say basically. That's generally what I try to do in my first year, is get the community center out of the way. But my main goals in my first year are to max, or at least come close to maxing my skills, and then I can relax. So I forge like mad, and I mine like mad, and I fish like mad, but I might as well tell you here and now I use cheats, and I'm not ashamed to say that I use cheats in this game. They're helpful and they're convenient. And yes, I've played it vanilla hundreds and hundreds of times. And I just think that the game is more enjoyable with the cheats that I have. So for example, I know how to fish. I became expert at fishing, but now I can just toss my pole in, catch something, toss my pole in, catch something. It's so much more convenient to do it that way. I don't even think my skill is up to 10 yet, but I figured it was far enough. In my second year, I'm using cheats. The majority of my skills are pretty high. At least 8 or 9, I think, in mining, farming, and fishing. So that's that. And then as far as gameplay goes, the animals are something that come to me as an afterthought. I like having animals around me, but I do not like the upkeep of these particular animals. Having to touch every single one of them every single day. All right, you'll notice it's been a whole year, right? I got these animals midsummer, I believe, or was it late spring? It was early on in the game, because one of the first goals they asked you to do is build a coop. I got that out of the way. I got my animals, and you'll notice when I show them to you, I have 0 hearts with every single one of them. So I even installed a cheat that is supposed to babysit your animals, take care of them. So there's me doing it and that ambiguous person doing it, and they're still at 0 hearts. So that's a frustrating part of this game and why I'm not really that fond of the animals. I like the pigs for the truffles, because that's the other thing about this game. I enjoy making the goods, and sadly, that's an overlooked item, like truffle oil and jellies and jams and wine and things like that. Yes, the wine sells for good money, but I like handing my goods to my neighbors, and I used to like giving them to Pierre to sell. I don't know if this is a new item to the game or add-on to the game or whatever. All of a sudden, Pierre is telling everybody that my goods are his and that he's growing them, and he made the jelly, he made the wine, and I don't ever remember that happening in past games. And so when you used to talk to a neighbor, they would say, I bought a green bean at Pierre's. It was absolutely marvelous. Or they would say, I bought a tomato at Pierre's. He said it came from your farm. I'm pretty sure that was one of them. But now I bought a grate at Pierre's. He said he grows them himself. It was absolutely amazing. And if he doesn't say that, they will say, I got some jelly at Pierre's and it was really gross. So I don't know what's going on there, but I don't know that I like that. Because I don't want to be in conflict with any of the NPCs in this game. And it seems like that's just encouraging a lot of animosity. And I don't know why it's like that. It confuses me. Anyway, getting back to the gameplay. I like making and producing things. And I love growing crops. I don't know why. It's goofy, but I love to grow the crops. And once I get my skills up, then I start paying more attention to the other villagers. That's the other thing. Sorry, sound all over the place here, but I went for the greenhouse early on so that I could get the fruit trees, because instead of choosing bats this time, I chose mushrooms. Once I've got my skills up, then I start concentrating on the people in the town and getting to know them really, really well. And then you go through all them cutscenes and things like that. Most of my villagers are at 8 to 10 hearts. So I worked on all of this stuff in that first year. And I don't mind doing it. The only thing I do mind is trying to find certain villagers. So again, using the cheat, I don't even know that it is a cheat. You just hit M on your keyboard and the map shows up. And it will show you where everybody is or supposed to be. And that's the problem. 9 times out of 10, they're not where they're showing you on the map. It's workable, not that big of a deal. So I'm concentrating this year on who I should marry. And to be honest with you, I don't know that I feel like doing it this time around. I've married Elliot twice. I've tried Sebastian and I've tried Sam, but here again with the game mechanics, Harvey is crazy about Meru. Sam is always with Penny. Sebastian seems to like Abigail, and obviously Clint is crazy about Emily. So that leaves Elliot. Elliot is with Leah. They always hang out together, but they're never, you know what I mean? It's not like Sam and Penny and Sebastian and Abigail. Sam even tells you when you're getting closer to him how fond Sebastian is of Abigail. And Penny, I don't want to break Penny's heart. She's too cute. So the only choice I ever really have is Elliot. But I wanted to try Harvey this time. I like Harvey. But my favorite NPCs in the entire game, at the very top is Linus. I like Willie. Willie's adorable. I adore Clint and Gus. I think they're so cute. And then there's the old couple. I always forget her name. I feel bad. Alex's grandparents. That story is so heartbreaking, isn't it? But that's the other aspect of this game that I thought I would touch upon, is the dark, horrific experiences that you have to go through with each of these guys. It's like, oh my gosh, does anybody have a normal life? Is anybody happy here? But there again, getting back to picking a mate, Sebastian wants to get out of town. Alex wants to become a pro. What is Sam? Sam wants to start a rock band, go touring. So the only two really that aren't looking for that are Elliot, Shane, and Harvey. Now, Shane doesn't have a BFF or anything like that either, but Shane's, I don't know, his personality and his lifestyle and everything. I know he changes, and he has already changed. He's given me his blue chickens already. We've gone that far. But the alcoholism is just not something I want to get involved with, and I know that's horrible. And it is a game. You guys should know by now that I take everything personally. Serious. And I shouldn't. I really messed up this growing thing here, but I'm not going to worry about it. Normally, I have to do everything A, B, C, all my ducks in a row style. And I guess this time it's just going to be a hodgepodge of seeds here and seeds there and seeds everywhere. Not going to really worry about it. But I'm already finished with the farming aspect. I'm pretty sure I've maxed out my farming skill. I don't know, because I was even planting stuff in winter, so I just don't remember stats and things like that, so I apologize if you're interested. So getting back to a potential mate, I have never had children with anyone that I've married, and again, the only one I ever marry is Elliot because he seems like the most eligible. The only one who's not tied down to someone, who's not interested in somebody else, and who isn't constantly wanting to get away from Stardew Valley. Elliot's the only one, but I really, if I decide to go through with a marriage, I think I'm going to try Harvey this time. My second runner-up would be Sam. I was actually thinking about Alex at first, but Alex is pretty much Dick at the beginning, isn't he? My goodness. He is so smug. But then again, you find out his history and it's like, please tell me something uplifting. Please. You know, there was I think it was a video speculating about the game. It was like, how do you call those conspiracy theories? Silly stuff, that you can take with a grain of salt. And one of them was that we're all dead here. We are all dead. And we are just living like an existence under the assumption that we're all still alive. Now, as creepy as that sounds, once that's in your head and you start playing this game, guess what? You start believing it. You actually start believing, oh my gosh, this is kind of true. I can see it. I can see where we've all passed on and now we're just kind of floating. Since I did finish the community center, that would mean that I've got the bus. The bus was one of the last things I wanted to do. I'm not as interested in that desert cave as I am in the mine here. Well, I shouldn't say that. In order to get my mining skill up, I concentrated more here. I did things a little bit different. This area I always clean up for Linus because Linus likes to hang out here, and I don't blame him. There's lots of freebies up here for him. Oh, and I haven't mentioned the wizard yet. I like the wizard. There isn't really anyone here I don't like. Even Haley, her and Alex deserve each other, don't they? No, poor Alex. I don't know. Even with Haley, though, I think we're up to 7 hearts already, and I'm not even trying. I just find it very difficult to be negative. Everything's so cute. I don't know how. How do you despise something that's so cute? I don't know. So that's the trouble I always have with this game. Any game, actually. But that's where I am as far as relationships and stuff go. And my skills are pretty much up there. Now, here's my quarry. Very upsetting quarry. Because my quarries always end up this way. I get rocks and iron. And some copper. And never anything exciting. I will go through here and get rid of... Oh, is that that looks like an iridium one. I get rid of the trees that are here. Oh, did anybody else not know that there was a cave here that you can go into and fight monsters? And you get some sort of trophy or something for doing... I never knew that. I was wandering through there looking for trees, chopping them down, getting rid of rocks that were in my pathway, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, can I go in here? And I ended up... Wow, it took me at least 3 tries before I could get through the whole thing. But that was fun. Really tough, but it was fun. So what else is there? Not quite sure. I might be able to mention, I don't know if I should, because some of you don't watch all of my videos, but I made some mistakes. In my tour video of Animal Crossing, I started to tell you why I needed a neck brace, and then I got sidetracked about tea. But I was at the 7-Eleven the other day, and I went to get my card out of my wallet, and my neck just, I won't want to say snapped, it zinged, and I couldn't move. It was on fire, and my fingers were tingling, and I'm like, oh, this is just getting worse. So I managed to make it home because that was scary driving like that. I could barely open the car door. And so my mom goes, I think I have a neck brace somewhere. And sure enough, she did. And I put it on. And I'm telling you, within a half hour, I was fine. That's that. It's still stiff on my left side, but not nearly as bad. Even my back pain is subsiding. So it's got something to do with my neck. I don't know. I shouldn't even say anything. Yeah, see, I messed it up again. I wanted to fill in those empty spots. And I'm like, you know what? I don't care. I even planted the rice there, and I didn't mean to do that because I like to plant the rice around the ponds. I think that's so cute because it's self-watering that way. But it's no big deal. I can always get some more rice. I haven't even been to Pierre's store yet. I never remember what they have in stock the second year and then the third year. So I'm anxious to find that out. Yeah, these honey things. That green is just showing you where the flowers should be planted around it. But I don't really do that. I'm not a fan of flowers in this game. Sandy loves flowers, but not all of them. I think, what is the granny's name? Granny loves flowers, but you got to be careful what you give her. And I think Pierre likes dandelions. So other than that, flowers are a pain, especially when you go to harvest them. The thing was telling me that I haven't petted my cat today, and I'm pretty sure I petted her. So I don't know. And then I found those. It's like, oh yeah. Running out of things to say. I tend to store what I need to make things in one box, and then the collections that I just cannot throw away, especially gems, certain gems, I can't throw them away. And then the other box is the current seeds, and then I have my fall, spring, and summer seeds alongside the greenhouse. But it looks like that's about it for my tour here. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, give it a like. And as always, thank you so much for supporting my channel. I hope you have an absolutely fabulous day as well. Bye-bye.